Court. Approval of a sentencing guideline, my lords, my lady.
My Lord and my Lady, these are petitions from the Scottish Sentencing Council seeking approval of two sentencing guidelines, one on offences of rape and one on offences of the rape of a young child under the age of 13 years. Taking first the proposed guideline on offences of rape, this guideline is intended to apply to offenders who have been convicted of either an offence under Section 1 of the Sexual Offences Scotland Act 2009 or the common law offence of rape. The guideline on offences of the rape of a young child is intended to apply to offenders who have been convicted of either an offence under Section 18 of the Sexual Offences Scotland Act 2009 or the common law offence of rape where the victim is a young child under the age of 13. In July 2024, the Council published drafts of the guidelines and consulted with the Scottish Ministers, the Lord Advocate and the public in general, requesting responses by October 2024. In October 2025, the Council published its response to the consultation and finalised the guidelines, which the Council proposes should come into effect on 3rd March 2026. Both guidelines set out steps to determine the headline sentence in such cases, the first of which is identifying the seriousness of the offence by considering the features of culpability and harm. The second step in the guidelines is to select the sentencing range. Each guideline has a table setting out sentencing ranges, all of which feature long-term custodial sentences. The sentences in the ranges increase as levels of culpability and harm escalate. The guidelines also refer to other types of custodial sentences, namely extended sentences and orders for lifelong restriction. The third step in the guidelines is to identify any aggravating or mitigating factors. There are several aggravating factors listed in the guidelines, such as previous convictions or repeated offending against the victim. The guidelines refer to the Council's guideline on the sentencing process for a list of examples of mitigating factors. After these steps have been completed, step 4 in the guidelines is determining the headline sentence. The guidelines also contain information on the notification requirements of the Sexual Offences Act 2003 and on how non-harassment orders operate. Considering all of this, I now ask your Lordship and your Ladyship if you are content to approve the guideline on rape offences and for it to come into effect on 3rd March 2026. Lord Doherty.
Lord President, I welcome the guideline and am happy to approve it.
Thank you. Lady Carmichael.
Lord President, I'm happy to approve the guideline.
Very well. This guideline is now approved. Are your Lordship and your Ladyship content to approve the guideline on offences of the rape of a young child and for it to come into effect on 3rd March 2026? Lord Doherty.
Lord President, once again, I welcome the guideline and am happy to approve it.
Lady Carmichael.
Lord President, again, I'm happy to approve the guideline.
In that case, this guideline is also now approved. The sentencing of rape offences is a highly sensitive and complex process, and the Court very much welcomes both these guidelines as a means of enhancing consistency and predictability in sentencing. They will be of great assistance to sentencers and to all those involved in such cases, and will also serve as an important tool to enhance public awareness of sentencing of rape offences. The Scottish Sentencing Council is a body that is wholly independent of government. It has devoted much time, energy and thought to these guidelines and is to be commended for its work in developing them. The Court will now adjourn.
Court.